Welcome, everybody, to Cover the Spread. It's Friday, March 28th, 2025. Hey, thanks, everybody, for tuning back in. We're going to kickstart the weekend. We've seen the first games go off in the Sweet 16. Now let's kick off the second half of these games here on Friday night. Excited to get to these three games we got rolling for you. Just before we get to those three games, I want to say, hey, if you are new to Cover the Spread, welcome to Cover the Spread. Make sure you subscribe. That way you get notified when these videos drop and you can get that best of the number with us so we can cover the spread. All right, let's get into these three games. We got Sean, we got Al, and we got me here, Rodd, going here on Friday. As we always do, we'll kick it over to the capper, and then we'll get right to these three plays for you. Kick it on over to Sean. How you doing here, Sean, on this Friday slate?
Pretty good. You know, we got the Sweet 16 again today. Another day of Major League Baseball. Love it. Love it, Rod. Here we go. We got we line up three winners here tonight. There we go.
Definitely. Let's get right to it. I'm excited. We got some baseball back. We're getting it's back to the multiple sports rolling again. I don't know. We'll talk about the NBA maybe later when the playoffs hit. There's too much shenanigans going with that stuff right now because the variance on the Denver line. Well, it depends on where you got it. If you would have got it late, hey, you were in there with a late cover in that one. Getting the 10.5, but early. That's the NBA. You definitely want to bet it just before tip off. I'm telling you. Wait till the final buzz, or just before tip-off in the NBA, until the playoffs. Then you know everything's rolling. So, kicking over to Al. How you doing, Al?
Yeah, as you mentioned, you know, sometimes try to get ahead of those injury reports. Obviously, it backfired on that one. It definitely looked like Jokic was going to sit. There was no sign of Giannis sitting out. We knew Lillard wasn't going to play, but definitely looked like Giannis was going to give it a go. And yeah, you know, those late scratches, never a good sign. So the late one of the late pop-ups on the injury reports, never a good sign. Sure enough, he sat out. And yeah, I mean, if you got it late, you got the better number and you covered. Hopefully some of you did. And yeah, again, just try to do better.
It's NBA. It's tough, really tough. We tried to get the better of the number, and it just went the other way.
Yeah, I thought that was a great case, like because we were the Bucks plus 115, we had them plus 2.5. I thought once Jokic was confirmed out, that line would come a lot closer to a pick 'em. So you know, I thought we had a lot of value based on that injury report. Obviously, got that all wrong, but again, we'll try to do better next time.
Guess what? Losses happen in this business. I wish we could win them all. I'm telling you, I wish we could win every single game and be Mr. Perfect and dance around and strut. And but hey, guess what? Those losses happen, so we bounce back from those losses. So let's kick off the weekend strong here and cover the spread. We're going to kick it off with some Sweet 16 action here on Friday. And we're going to kick it off with a little bit of Ole Miss and Michigan State kicking it off. This is Al's game, so I see this line at 3.5 now in most places. Michigan State laying the 3.5, taking on Ole Miss. We'll kick it on over to Al. What do you think here in this one?
Yeah, definitely that line looking like it's headed towards a 4-2. So this is one I would jump on earlier. We get to do the Sweet 16 2 days in a row. I wish I got to celebrate my Sweet 16 2 days in a row. Maybe I did. I can't remember that far back. But anyways, we get to enjoy these games 2 days in a row, and we got some good ones here. This should be a great one. Michigan State facing Ole Miss here. The Spartans just think are laying a very reasonable number. They're the better team on both sides of the ball and have a huge edge on the glass. I think they win this one by 2 possessions or more as long as they take care of the ball here against the Rebels team that averages 8.8 steals per game. So they really need to take care of the ball. They've had a little trouble with the turnovers there, and that will be tested against this defense that can get some steals. But again, will that be enough for the Rebels? I don't think so. And again, I think they are a little more careful in this big game here. So look for the Spartans to come out and win this one by 2 possessions.
Kicking it on over to Sean. What do you think here in this one? Michigan State or Ole Miss?
You know, total disrespect for Michigan State here. You know, Ole Miss tied for 6th with their 10-8 SEC record, but if you break it down by their head-to-heads and crap, this is the 8th best team in the SEC. And this line opened at 2.5, where you got, against the Big Ten champs. Auburn's laying 9 as a team that didn't even win their conference against the Big Ten champion. Like, this is ridiculous. The love for the SEC. You guys can go whatever. Give me Sparty here, defense. The fact that it's going up makes me feel like I'm on the right side here with the Spartans. I like the Spartans here. Forget Ole Miss. Sparty party on a Friday night. It's Friday. Cover the spread, Sparty. Let's go.
I'm gonna look at this game a different way. I'm gonna look at the first half here in this game. And you know what we're seeing in these games? Ole Miss. I like Ole Miss here in the first half. I'm going to take Ole Miss on the money line here in the first half. Why? Because you look at what Michigan State's been doing here on neutral court this season. In the first half, in all their neutral court games this season, they're only 3-7 ATS in that first half. On a neutral court as a favorite, only 2-6 ATS. And in their March games this season so far in that first half, only 1-4 ATS is the Sparty Party. But don't forget, what does Sparty Party do the best? As soon as they get to halftime, Izzo is the coach machine that can make those adjustments. And once he hits halftime, he'll be able to see what Ole Miss has been doing and rolling along. And Ole Miss, we know, is going to come shot out of a cannon and give their best effort and give everything they got in that first half. So I like Ole Miss here in the first half. And then I'm with you guys. Full game. Party to cover the spread on the Friday night. Absolutely love Party on a Friday night. It's just it's what Izzo does the best. He hits that halftime and he gets to see what the Ole Miss has done, and he'll be all right. That's the best they've got. We got this. Let's bring it. Second half. Can't wait for that game on Friday night here. That's that one. Let's kick it on to the next game. Man, these games are good this year in the Sweet 16. So excited. Kick it on over to Sean's game. We got Tennessee and Kentucky doing battle here in this one. I believe Tennessee's laying 4.5 in some places. We'll kick it over to Sean. What do you like here, Tennessee or Kentucky Friday night?
You'd like to say, like, Tennessee's for me, right? No way they could lose again. Lost both matchups versus Kentucky this year. Lost last year, so you dropped 3 in a row versus these guys. But I'm going to look at the total here because I actually think Kentucky's going to hang tough here. But I'm going to go to the total. I know Kentucky's been playing really well, putting up a bunch of points. But when I saw out of Tennessee, we talked about Tennessee and UCLA the other day. We're doing a show, and you're like, hey, the under. I'm like, you know what? You're absolutely 100% right about this under. And that is the Tennessee team you see at times, right? It's just ridiculous defense, ugly basketball. You haven't seen that versus Kentucky in their matchups this year. But this is more of a play for me where, not that the numbers say it's there's trends working in my favor, this or that. I'm just going on Tennessee's. These guys had their number. So the coach could be like, fellas, we got a D up here, this XYZ, take care of, handle our business, not have them score. I think it's going to be an ugly one. Now, does Tennessee win in the 60s? I don't know. Kentucky could easily, sometimes the team has your number. But all I know is that what I see out of Tennessee is that they play ugly basketball. And this is just a ripe spot for them to come in and play ugly basketball because there's going to be the pressure. It's a fellow SEC team, a team that they've lost to. They're either going to shoot the lights out, which I don't think is going to happen, or it's just going to be a rock fight playing game into the first to 70 wins, because I don't think somebody's scoring 75 here. I think Tennessee's going to get to maybe 65, and do they hold Kentucky less than that, or does Kentucky score and end up pulling out a win here? But I think this line's a little too high. I'm going to go under the total 144.5 here, and like I said, it's more of kind of a gut kind of feeling play more than anything in this, but that's how I'm rolling on it. I already bet it 144.5 here, under the total, Kentucky, Tennessee.
Kick it on over to Al. What do you think here in this one, Kentucky, Tennessee, here on Friday night?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Sean. We saw the last meeting land on 139, if my math is not off there. And I think we see a slightly slower pace here. I think, this stage in the competition, both teams gonna Gonna be a little more careful, not gonna just run up and chuck up any the first three they can shoot, and again, that Tennessee defense is tough. I mean, both these teams can score the ball too, yes, but I like actually Tennessee to do better in this matchup. So I do like their defense to come through and dictate the pace in this game. So, yeah, I'll ride with the under here, small in Tennessee, but I like the under probably better.
Well, let's make it unanimous because I like the under here as well. I think that's definitely the play. We know Tennessee definitely wants to slow the pace of this game. That's what they do. They want to make this a rock fight and make it a defensive battle. But then I look at Kentucky. What has Kentucky done all season long on neutral courts? They played the defensive game as well. 5-2 to the under on neutral courts this year is Kentucky. They're also 3-1 to the under as an underdog on those neutral courts this year. And then when you look at it as an underdog of 6 points or less, 2-0 to that under this year is Kentucky on the neutral floor. And then you look at Tennessee as a 6 or less point favorite this year on the neutral court. Guess what? They're 2-0 to the under as well. So we're in consensus. Give us the under there in Tennessee and Kentucky. Kick it on over to another game. My game, I like Michigan taking on Auburn here. Should be a good game. You got Auburn. I've seen 9.5, so I've seen it come down to 9. Seen 8.5. Seen it back up to 9. But for me, I'm looking at another total. I like this neutral court thing. Unders are for real. Defense is going to step up. What happens is you get that slow phase. I guess you call it in these games early. Kind of like a feeling out process where it's kind of like you just judge, the pace slows down, and you don't get into these big giant track meets. And when you look at Michigan, that's all you think. Their offense can definitely score some points, but look what their defense can do as well. Over the last 5 games, this Michigan squad's holding teams to 35% field goal shooting and only giving up about 69 points a game. And then you look on the road, they can do the same thing, holding teams to 39% field goal shooting and only 70 points a game. When you look at Auburn, well, we know what they can do defensively. On the road this year, 43%, so a little higher for this Auburn squad defensive-wise numbers. But I still got this first of 70 wins this type of game. And this totals went the other way. It opened 150 up to 153.5. I don't got this being a track meet type game. I got this being an under, slow-paced, rock fight type game. Might be even closer than what people are thinking here. 9.5, kind of lean to the Michigan side of things there as well. But I like the under 153.5 here in this one. Michigan against these good teams all season long, they've stepped up defensively. 4-1 to the under in the games against the good squads here. And I think that's what you get here. Give us the under, Michigan, Auburn. Kick on over to Sean. What do you think here in this one? Michigan, Auburn.
I agree. Under for sure. And I like Michigan. And like you said, you have a Auburn team that, yeah, they could get up and run and do a bunch of stuff. I've not seen that in the last month. They couldn't shoot the ball well versus who'd they have there? Alabama State. They ended up covering late there versus Creighton. They had dropped a couple games coming into the tournament. And then you're going to come drop a 9.5 here? Now, what is this? Total. Have at it, SEC fans. I mean, I'm going to look either really dumb or really smart at the end of this weekend here with the SEC crew here. But I'm with you. Under, and I'll lean Michigan too as well with you there with the points too. But I know the official plays the under, so yes.
Kick it on over to Al. What do you think here in this one between Michigan and Auburn?
Yeah, I'm echo what Sean said. I agree. I'm a ride with the under here, and I lean towards Michigan getting all these points. I just don't see a blowout here. So I think Michigan manages to slow this game down a little bit and keep themselves in it. So I like, as Sean said, the under and Michigan with the points.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate each and every one of you. The tunes into Cover the Spread Daily. Make sure you subscribe, as I mentioned. Definitely helps us out a ton. Helps you out a ton. That way you get notified when these videos drop and you can cover the spread with us. Quick little recap before we head on out for this Friday evening's games. Kicking off, we got Smarty Party Al Ninos' game. We got Michigan State lay the points there in that one. We all like Michigan State there. Looking at the Tennessee and Kentucky game, we're going to the under in Sean's game. And then we got Michigan taking on Auburn. We're taking the under there as well in that matchup. That's the 3 plays for this Friday evening. Again, thanks everybody who tunes in. As always, Kate, comment. We appreciate all the comments that come in the chats. Good, bad, sideways, left, right. Hey, we love them all that are in the comments section below. Thanks everybody. Have yourself a wonderful Friday evening. And what are we doing here?
Cover the spread.